What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Night Owl channel. In this video, we'll be going over a TH10 attack strategy without a siege machine, the Witch Slap or the Gobo Witch attack strategy. It's a pretty powerful strategy. However, before you attempt to use it, one thing to note is that you're going to need decent level heroes in order to do the strategy correctly. Now, I use both of my TH10s in order to try and practice the strategy. With this account that I have right here, you can see I'm almost a max TH10 offensively. You know, I have max heroes, max troops, and it was a lot easier to get the 3 stars than my other account here. So we go in the clan here and we go down to, I just brought it over from the feature clan, there it is, as the 7th. I'm still working on a lot of my troops here, and my heroes are only 19 and 25. Now what I did when I practiced the strategy with this account, I used a power potion so that way I have the max troops and to see if the troops could carry the attack. But in the end, they still got melted, and you'll see in some of the replays that the heroes carry a lot of the attack. But before we jump into the first replay, let's take a look at the army composition used for this strategy. As you can see, I got it loaded up here. We have 2 archers, 5 wall breakers, 4 healers, a baby dragon, 2 golems, 6 witches, 5 bowlers, 2 heals, a rage, a poison, 4 quakes, and then in your CC you're gonna want bowlers and a max freeze. Okay, if you can't get your hand on bowlers, I definitely recommend using more bowlers in your composition and then getting your hands on like witches or a golem or something. So whatever you can't get a hold of. So if you can't get a hold of bowlers, just whatever you have in your composition right here, you can take the golem or the witch and put it in your clan castle and then just switch it out. All right, just make sure it all evens out. But the max bowlers really help out a lot. So we're gonna start off with this replay here. It's a decent looking Town Hall 10. It's almost maxed out defensively. It has almost max heroes. And it's a pretty tough base to get through. Now you'll notice in each of the replays, this strategy works well on this type of base. It's kind of like a square symmetrical base. You got the town hall in the middle with the towers, and then you have everything evenly spread out around the base. You're gonna notice a very similar pattern through each replay. So if you see bases that look like these ones, this strategy will work better against them versus an anti 3-star base. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and play it here. And like I said in the beginning, the hero level is actually pretty important for this strategy. I wouldn't recommend doing it without a level, at least a level like 30, maybe 35 queen. And then the king, you know, is also nice. You have like 25 or 30 king. But the queen charge or the queen walk on the left side there is the most important part. You don't have to do it this way. You can use the healers on the witches if you want to. Practice it however you want to. But I use the queen walk on the left side. I bring one of the golems on the right side with a couple witches for funneling. And then I have everything else coming to the middle. You have golems, bowlers, witches, everything's coming down. Those quakes are going to break open the middle there. Here come the enemy CC troops, poison on top of them, rage, heal. It's a pretty easy strategy. There's not a lot of steps involved with this strategy. As you can see there, I'm getting my troops in there pretty easily. I had to pop my king ability, he goes down. But you're going to see here that I lose a lot of my troops in the middle here. I think most of them go down. Some of the witches, I believe, pop out to the right side, and they clear a little bit of the building on the right side. But I think the majority of the base, after the bowlers do a significant amount of damage or taking down a couple things, they're all going to go down, and the queen on the left side, my level 40 queen, the max level for Town Hall 10, is going to survive and carry the remaining of the attack. You see there, those bowlers got wiped out. The witches on the right side, like I said, they're going to pop out here. They're behind this golem, so that's pretty good. I mean, the strategy comes down to a lot of luck, it seems, and they're going to pop to the right side and clean up a little bit over there. Queen's at almost full health again with her ability. Queen walking on that side, she's in really good position here. As you can see there, the bowler's got a lot of value in the middle here, so I don't have to worry about, getting back into the middle of the base here. To be honest, this strategy seems to come down to a little bit of luck. I'm not going to say it's a lot of skill involved in placing stuff correctly. I like to use my heal spell when I notice my bowlers taking a lot of damage. So if you see your bowlers going down, drop that heal spell. The rage spell is for them as well, to do damage to buildings and knock down a couple of them if they can, just like you saw in the middle there. But as you can see, I got those witches on the right side still. Queen's making her way around. Only a couple of defenses left here. This came down to just my witches being behind my golem, and then my queen. She has her ability. She's a level 40. She's pretty tanky at level 40. So you can see there, the replay is going to end, and I'm going to get the 3-star on the back of a couple witches and my queen. So like I said, hero levels are pretty important for this attack strategy. If your heroes are a little lower, definitely recommend a different strategy for now. But if you're going against max Town Hall 10s or a tough looking Town Hall 10, definitely recommend having higher heroes. Okay, second example we got here, and this one it's a little different than the first replay I'm going to show. As you can see, I dropped one of the golems and I brought extra bowlers this time. We're going to go ahead and play it straight through. As you can notice, the base is very similar to the one we attacked before. These are the types of bases that this strategy works well on. And you'll see that I'm using the golem to lead my queen on the left side, and this time I'm going to split my healers with the witches on the right and the middle side. So queen's on the left side, witches on the right, and then the witches and bowlers and king and everything else is going to come from the middle and do damage. So if I'm using the 2 golem variation, I like the queen walk with, you know, the healers with my queen, and if I have 1 golem, I like to split it with, you know, my healers with the witches, and my golem's going to help the queen. The reason I do that is because when I bring the golem in the middle and I bring the healers with them, the healers will go straight to the golem and then they'll die if, you know, they're too close to an air defense or anything like that. As you can see there, I used the quakes to break to the middle, raging the bowlers again, and, you know, healing them when I noticed this multi-inferno tower is going to be on them. You see their health's getting kind of low. I waited a little bit to see the red, and then I put down that heal spell so that I can get as much value as I can with that heal spell. I was just noticing the bowlers when their health gets low. Queen goes down here, and you can see that as soon as they break through this last wall here, the witches and the bowlers are going to have access to everything else in the base because they can hit over the walls. Okay, so as soon as they get through that last little wall there, have a couple minions to snipe off that cannon, and as you can see, the bowler bounce is doing wonders as it's taking down buildings behind each defense, and this base absolutely got crushed. So this one was less luck and definitely more overpowering. This strategy works well, like I said, against these types of like square bases where it's kind of symmetrical. You got the little compartments for, you know, certain defenses. They're so close together, right, that the bowler bounce can hit 2 of them at once. And if you're raging them correctly and stuff like that, the bowler bounce is going to hit 1 defense, it's going to hit the next one, and it just sweep through the base pretty easily. But as you can see there, I'm going to speed through the rest of it. Just a bomb tower left over. So like I said, if you see these types of bases, this is a great strategy to use if you don't have a siege machine. Alright guys, third and final example I'm going to go over here. This is a ring style base, more of a ring style base than it is a square base. I mean, the design is basically a giant square, but as you can see, this first like layer is one big ring. So the base is designed to make troops go all around the base instead of right in the middle. But we're going to go ahead and play it here. And what we're going to do is, I have the 2 golems this time instead of the extra bowlers. So I'm going to use 2 golems, 1 on the left, 1 in the middle, and then my queen walk on the right side to funnel my troops in towards the middle, okay? And I'm just some wall breakers in, send the bowlers, witches, everything's gonna, it's a really easy attack strategy. You just kind of put everything down, and I believe the spell timing is probably the most important part of the strategy. Big bomb goes off there, so there goes the heal to help all the bowlers out. You know, you just use it when, you know, there's a multi-attacking multiples of them, when there's a bomb going off, you know, here comes the CC troops out of the, you know, clan castle. You just need to recognize when the bowlers are taking damage. The witches are mostly okay, as long as they're behind skellies or a golem. You know, they don't really need that much spell support, but the bowlers need more spell support than anything because, you know, there's no replenishment, there's no hiding behind stuff. They have to get pretty close in order to, you know, hit buildings and stuff like that. So just when you see your group of bowlers taking damage, that's when you drop your heal. As you can see, Queen's on the right side making her way around. King's ability already used. He's trying to make his way towards that right side there. And there's still 1 loon left over. He's just like traveling towards those skellies on the left side. Bowlers are doing some damage on the middle there. And we're pretty scarce on troops, but we still have the queen, and we still have her ability. Level 40 queen helps a lot with this strategy. I know a lot of people probably watching don't have max queens yet. Level 30, level 35 is probably good. You should have maxed out your queen at Town Hall 9 before going to Town Hall 10. If you didn't, that's okay. I mean, there's tons of better strategies on my channel if you cannot use this one. With this one, I tried to use this strategy with a level 25 queen and a level 19 king. I had a power potion for my Town Hall 10 that I'm still working on. And I couldn't 3-star my own bases. So I was doing a lot of friendly challenges, trying to hit like these anti-3 bases that are pretty tough to get through, and I couldn't 3 them. So I'm not sure how good it would work with low heroes against like these types of bases, but against anti-3s, it's definitely not going to work because I tried it on my max ones and it didn't work. But with low heroes, do not use it if you are going against an anti-3. You might be able to get away with it if it's a weaker, you know, ring style or like square base. Okay. But you can see here, the golem is in front of the queen again. So this is going to be another easy 3-star. It's just a little bit lucky, as you can see that. Even if the golem wasn't in front of the queen, I believe she's tanky enough to take down the remainder of the base by herself. And as she cleans the remainder of the base, it's going to be an easy 3-star. Witch Slap or Gobo Witch at Town Hall 10 is it's not as easy as it is at Town Hall 9, but it is pretty powerful if you can notice if you run into those square bases like I keep telling you. But that's all I really found with this strategy, and that's what seemed to work the most when I used the strategy. Going against an anti-3s in war, I never could get the 3-star because it's just, I don't know, they just would go into the middle and get melted. I would hit from the opposite side of the Town Hall, you know, they just wouldn't find a way to get all the way through. So, but the square bases, the ring bases, if you do see them, give it a shot. Make sure you practice in matchmaking, you know, see for yourself if it's good, and then, you know, try it in war if you don't have the ability to use a siege. But that's pretty much all I have, guys. I'm going to have a few more replays play. You're going to see the replays have a lot of similarities to the bases I've already attacked. Like I said, square, ring bases, this strategy works well. But that's all I have for the video, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And if it helped, definitely appreciate a like, comment, or subscribe. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Here we go.